Yo, what's good, Guardians and Guardianettes? Two-Face Gaming here, and I'm back with another video. I know it's been a while since you guys have heard my voice, but I am finally back on the channel. Final Shape is finally here, guys. I have been having so much fun during this Final Shape season. I hope you guys have been having fun on Final Shape as well. This is truly the best season that we've had in Destiny 2, and I strongly urge you guys all to play Final Shape if you haven't already. I've been grinding non-stop since Final Shape has come out, and I have a ton of content lined up for you guys. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the video today. It's going to be a Stasis Hunter build. This is going to be updated from my last Stasis Hunter build. So in the patch notes, they changed the terminology of how the resist works on Stasis Hunter. Now we have something called Frost Armor, which basically gives you more resistance the more stacks you have. And with everything in our subclass, we can stack this up to ×8, and we'll be getting a ton of resist, and we'll be just tanking everything with this build. Now you guys can definitely run the Shatter Dive build as well, considering that one is Shatter Dive and this one will be using Dust Field Grenades. So they are different, so you can run both builds. But we're gonna jump straight into this build video. So if you guys like the video today, make sure you leave a like down below. It goes a long way in supporting my channel. And don't forget to comment what you guys want to see in the future. And last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to join the Two-Face culture. That's enough yapping out of me. Let's get straight into the video. Hey. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are once again on the Stasis subclass. Today we're going to be utilizing a bunch of Stasis stuff, a bunch of Stasis mods. I do have prismatic builds coming out for you guys soon, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Have notification bells on so you don't miss that. But let's get straight into the Stasis build. We're going to go in our subclass, and obviously our super is going to be Silence and Squall. And then for the dodge, we'll be using Gambler's Dodge to get our melee back. Triple Jump, obviously. Withering Blade is our only melee option. And this time we're going to be using Dust Field Grenades to utilize our exotics. For our aspects, we're going to be running Grim Harvest. This states that we get Stasis Shards off of melee kills, off slowed and frozen enemies. And this also gives us Frost Armor when we pick up those shards now. And then along with Grim Harvest, we're going to be running Touch of Winter for the increased dust field size. You can run Winter Shroud if you want for the extra slow effect. That states that we basically get more class ability energy when we slow targets, and we also slow our targets off of our dodge. You can run that if you want instead, but I'm doing Touch of Winter for the extra size on the Dust Field Grenade. Now for our fragments, we're going to start off running Whisper of Chill. This states that Stasis Weapon Final Blows have a chance to create a Stasis Shard. Now real quick, I'm going to show you guys how you can acquire this fragment and one other fragment as well. You're going to go over to the Beyond area in Europa. And then once you make it there, you're going to come talk to the Exo Stranger, and she will have your Stasis subclass pulled up right here. You just want to go into that. And then under Fragments, you'll be able to see the two new fragments, Whisper of Reversal and Whisper of Chill. Whisper of Reversal states that while you have Frost Armor, melee damage slows your target. We're not going to run that in this build, but if you guys want to pick this up and run it, feel free to swap out any fragments that you would like. Now that you guys know how to acquire your new fragments, let's jump back over to the build. For our next fragment, we're going to be running Whisper of Rhyme. This states that your Frost Armor has a increased duration and maximum stat count. Next up is Whisper of Durance. This basically just makes our slow effects across all sources last longer. Just a nice thing to have on the build. Next is going to be Whisper of Torment. This will give us grenade energy when we take damage, and having Frost Armor will increase the amount of grenade energy that we will obtain. And last but not least, to round out the fragments, we're going to be running Whisper of Chains. This states that while we have Frost Armor, we have a chance to create a Stasis Shard. Now, if you want, you can swap this out for another mod, for example, like Whisper of Conduction. This will help your shards track to you. So if you don't want to run around and pick up all the shards, you can run Conduction. But I opted for Whisper of Chains just so we could spawn as many Stasis Crystals as possible so that we always have that Frost Armor up. And you'll see in the gameplay loop that having as many shards as possible will allow us to basically have ×8 Frost Armor all of the time in any activity. So you want to have as many shards as possible on this build. But that's going to round it out for the build. Let's go over to the mods. So on our helmet, we're going to be running Triple Stasis Siphon just to get as many Stasis Orbs as possible. Get our supers back fast. You guys know the drill. And then on our arms, we're going to be running double impact induction and 1 grenade kickstart. This will just help us get our grenade back as fast as possible. You guys are going to see I basically have my grenade back within 10 seconds of me throwing it. It's great. And then for the chest piece, the mods are personal preference. I'm running a loosened blade because I'm running a sword along with sniper resist and concussive dampener. But resistance mods are personal choice. On the legs, I'm running innervation along with orbs of restoration and a stasis surge. And then last but not least, on the class item, I am running double bomber and a copy of Reaper. This is just to help get our class ability back when we use our grenade, and also get some orbs spawning when we use our class ability. It's a good combo to have on any build. For our exotic weapon of choice, there is a lot of solid options, but I'm going to be going with Agra Scepter, just because Trace Rifles got a 20% buff this season and are currently performing really well. Stasis Shatter also got a damage buff this season, so this is double dipping into that, and this will help you freeze enemies and slow targets at a fast rate, helping you spawn more stasis shards, so you have frost armor up all of the time. And then for our exotic armor of choice, of course, we have to go with Renewal Grasp. This will make our dust fields have a much larger radius, and this does stack with Touch of Winter, and it'll also give us frost armor when we're standing inside of it, and reduce the damage of enemies that are inside of it as well. But we're mainly doing it for the frost armor. With everything combined, this will stack up to ×8 frost armor, which will give you a nice damage resist buff. And then when it comes to stat allocations, you want to focus towards resilience and then discipline. And then when it comes to energy and power weapons, it's really personal choice. I would recommend having a heal clip weapon in your energy slot, and then any power weapon that'll help you do a decent amount of damage. And that's going to wrap it up for the build. For today's gameplay, I have some clips of me doing a Vanguard strike on day 1. The recommended power for Vanguard strikes is 1945, and in this video I am at 1905. So I'm 40 power under for this strike. As you can see, every single enemy I'm fighting has a red sword, meaning that I'm underpowered to fight him. So this build is viable in harder content, and this will show you guys that. Even in Grandmasters, I know there's not as many mods in Vanguard Ops as there is in Grandmasters, but this build can hold up in GMs as well. Also in these clips, I want you guys to pay attention to the left side of the screen and see how long I have frost armor ×8 up. That's why I'm running Agra Scepter to keep this up all the time. You'll see how many shards we're spawning on this build and how long we can keep that frost armor ×8 up. It really is the strongest stasis hunter build in the game, and I strongly recommend you guys give this build a try. But that's going to wrap it up for today's video. I'm going to let the gameplay loop in the background. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like down below. It goes a long way in supporting my channel. And don't forget to comment down below and tell me what you guys want to see in the future. Also to tell me how you guys' day is going. And don't forget to subscribe to join the two-face culture. Guardians and Guardianettes, stay humble and true. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.